Hey everyone, welcome to another $1,000 strap search. I've got my $1,000 in singles here and I'm about to show you what I found. But before I do that, let's talk about this week's tip. And before we get to this week's tip, I just want to remind you that tonight at midnight, that's when the cutoff for my giveaway is. If you don't have your video posted by then, it'll be too late. Starting tomorrow, I'm going to go through and double check all the videos just to make sure I've got the proper winner. All right. So, what is my tip for this week? This week, well, you always see me sorting through singles. Don't limit yourself to just singles. If you pay for something with a $50 bill or a $100 bill, you're likely to get a lot of different bills back in change. Don't forget to check the serial numbers and look for stars on the higher denominations. Those are just as valuable, if not more. They're a higher denomination. They should be worth a little more. So don't limit yourself to just singles. You may stumble across a rare star note that's on a 20 or a 50 or even a 100. I've found a number of those. They sting a little bit when you find them, especially if you're looking to spend that money in the first place. But in the long run, they're well worth it. All right. I've got my 1,000 in singles. You can see I had strap issues with these, so I will very carefully slide these out of the way. And let's take a look at what I found. Starting off, found some trinaries, 0s, 4s, and 5s on this one. 1s, 3s, and 5s here. This one's 1s, 4s, and 6s. This one has quads and it's a trinary. 1, 3s, and 5s, and the quad 1s right there. Quad 3s on this one here. Now, I've said in the past, the trinaries, the quads, stuff like that, I save those because I am trying to find two bills with identical serial numbers. And by saving these bills, I know that my odds of finding a partner have been drastically reduced from 1 in 96 million all the way down to 1 in about 100,000. So that's why I always save these. Not because they're worth any more, but because that helps me in that goal. Let's see, another quad 3s here. Did find stars. Nice star note. 2017. That's a 2017 as well. Another 2017. These are all in really good shape. I'm hoping one of these might grade out as a rare. 2013. That one's a little rough. 2013 there. 2013. And again, still pretty rough. So when I do my next star search, hopefully I'll find some. You never know. Like I said, it's so much easier to do them all at once rather than spending 2 minutes on every single one. It just takes forever to do it that way. This one's a little older, 2009. And then we get to the older notes. 1999 here. Another 1999. 1995. And of course somebody wrote on it, hey, it's safe. What do you know? Another 1995. This one's in better shape. 1995 here, a little bit of ink on there, and a 1988A, not a web note, little bit limp, but an 88A nonetheless. All right, so that's what I found this week. What did I bring out to show? Well, a month or so ago, I did a list showing some of the most rare and expensive notes you can find. And the very first note that I showed was this one here. What this is a $10,000 gold certificate. And you can see it's dated there 1916. This was out of the a series of 1900, as it says right there, series of 1900, dated 1916. This was worth $10,000 in gold coin at the time. Okay, so you're talking about a 20-ounce gold coin, or I'm sorry, a $20 1-ounce coin. $20, that means this was redeemable for 500 ounces of gold. 500 ounces of gold at almost $2,000 an ounce. That is huge. So, I saw this note, and I was impressed by that. Then I read the fine print, and you can see these notes were in storage at the old post office in Washington, D.C., and have the status as collectible issues today by virtue of having been thrown from windows onto the street when the building caught fire in December 13th, 1935. All notes offered for sale owe their existence to having been retrieved and saved by pedestrians who were then unable to redeem them for face value. Many will display evidence of water and or fire damage. Although a total of 357,000 of these notes were printed for all signature combinations combined, very few are known of any but the 1225H, for which there are more than 400 pieces existent. So yeah, whatever notes you see like this, they're about one of 400. They were thrown out of a window and saved from a fire. That's a cool story. That is a rare note. That is, aside from being a ridiculously high denomination, $10,000, that is just a cool note and a very cool story. And I wanted to share that with you guys because I got one. I got one. I saw it and I couldn't resist. I grabbed it. Now mine, you can see, has a corner missing from it. Considering it's from 1916 and it survived a fire, that's pretty impressive. Take a look at this up close. Now, one of the things you're going to notice is there are holes punched in it. That's where it was redeemed. And it does have markings here on the back a little bit, but by holding it this way, you can kind of read out what it said when they punched it. I believe it was redeemable only to the Treasurer of the U.S. or a Federal Reserve Bank. I believe that's what it said right here. And just taking a look at the back, the rest of the back is blank, but if you look closely, you can see the red and blue fibers. So once again, red and blue fibers always are present on these notes. So I mean, that's just pretty slick. Looking at the front, you've got Andrew Jackson as the president on there. And it looks like this is a marker, but that's the way it is on all the bills. Even on the picture of the bill in the book, that's how it looks. $10,000 gold certificate. It's just insane to be holding one of these. There's the serial number on it. If you look up top, even in the fine print, $10,000 gold certificate. Reading all the fine print, engraved and printed at the Bureau of Engraving and Printing, U.S. Treasury Department. It's just insane. I should start over on one side. March 14th, 1900. It is hereby certified that $10,000 have been deposited with the Treasurer of the United States, payable in gold at his office to the order of the Federal Reserve Board. And that's T and Burke are the signatures on there. That's the signature of the Federal Reserve Board member. Washington issue. Now, aside from this just being ridiculous, let's talk about it. Some other things. I mean, yes, it does have a crease down the center. Yes, it does have a crease over here. I can deal with that. Checking the back, it does have these marks on the back. I can deal with that. But let's look a little closer here. If we look at the edges, you can see that these were burnt. You can see right here how smoke had come through there, burning all that, and you can see how the edges themselves are actually burnt. This was part of the fire in 1935, and this note survived being thrown out a window. When I heard the story, I had to get one of these, and as soon as I was able to find one that was in reasonable condition for a reasonable price, I jumped at the chance, and I definitely wanted to share this with you guys because this was in that list of bills you're not supposed to be able to get. And here I am holding it now. My $10,000 gold certificate. It is insane to think about how much gold this was redeemed for. The story behind this bill is just amazing. And I am the proud owner. All right, guys, that's what I've got for you this time. If you learned anything new, go ahead and hit that like button. If you like what you see and you want to see more, please subscribe. I love reading your guys' comments, answering those comments. You guys are just great. I love seeing all that stuff, and I love all the support you guys give me. if you guys have any questions about anything, don't forget to leave it down in the comments because I will be more than happy to answer them. Guys, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next week.